Welcome back to another video. Today we're making homemade cheesy garlic bread and sun-dried tomato pizza. We're making it for 5 people, so you probably don't need quite as much as we've got here. I'll be telling you the ingredients per pizza, so just times it up by however many you need. Start by adding 75 grams of strong white flour, followed by 75 grams of seeded strong white flour. This gives it a little bit of extra taste. Add 4 grams of dried yeast and half a tablespoon of salt. Make a well in the middle of the flour and pour in your water. Using a wooden spoon, mix everything together. Once slightly combined, start slowly adding the olive oil. It'll start to get stickier and stickier as you go. You may need to add a little more water to keep it nice and sticky. It should end up looking something like this. Use your fingers to finish combining. Dust the surface down with flour and pop your dough on top. Start kneading using your knuckles. Until it looks something like this. Coat a bowl with olive oil and pop your dough in to rise. We leave it in a warm place covered with a damp tea towel. Now we're going to get on to making the sauce. Add tomato puree to a bowl. We use about a tablespoon per pizza. Try not to get it everywhere. Add fresh thyme. We're using it from the garden here. Peel some garlic. Chop the thyme and pop it all in together with a sprinkle of herbs and a good glug of olive oil. This takes a little bit of mixing, but just give it a good mix until you're happy with how it's combined. Don't forget to add the thyme like we did. Slice some fresh mozzarella ready to top the pizzas. This can all be done while your dough's rising. Once it looks something like this, about 20 to 30 minutes later, pop it out onto a floured surface and just knock the air out of it. It only takes a few kneads to do this. Divide your mixture into however many pizzas you're making and get rolling. We roll them out to a bit of an oblong shape. We like them to be a bit rustic, so we don't like them to look too perfect. Reshape it with your hands if needed. Might take a long time getting the non-perfect look. Onto a piece of parchment paper, preferably biodegradable. And add your tomato sauce. It's really important to get this right to the edges and a nice thin even layer across the pizza. You don't want it too tomatoey and you want it to go right to the edges so that it's covering the whole thing. Sprinkle with some grated cheese. Here we're using hard grated mozzarella. You only want a thin coat, you don't want to go overboard with the cheese because I promise you, your pizza will collapse. Add on top some of your mozzarella again. Just be a bit rustic with this, whacking it on wherever you feel, but don't put too much on. Finish with some sun-dried tomatoes, basil, sprinkle of Italian mixed herbs, We love herbs. And another little glug of olive oil. We have actually made all the bases first, so now we're going to move straight onto a garlic bread. Here we've combined garlic paste with a fresh piece of garlic, and we're just covering the pizza in it. Again, add a thin layer of cheese, a sprinkling of mozzarella, put them in the oven at 190 degrees for around 10 minutes. Keep checking every 2 minutes if they're not quite done, because they do cook very quickly. Slide them out from their paper, pop them on a beautiful rustic board, and cut them into slices. We like to do the zigzag pattern because it means you get lots of nice pizza and not quite so much edge with each slice. Plus it makes you feel like you're in an American movie when you eat them and they're all floppy. We like to serve them as a family and let everyone dig in. I really hope you've enjoyed this recipe. If you need anything else, just comment below and we will try and help. Make sure you give this video a like, subscribe if you're on YouTube, and we'll see you again soon.